Hello, world. Welcome back to the No Suit Sports Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Chris. It's my boy Spin, and we just come to you raw with the best of the sports, giving our take in the most explicit fashion we can. We just gonna be ourselves. And my man, what we got first on the topic list?
Man, first we're gonna talk about some boxing. We're gonna talk about Canelo versus Plant.
Yes, sir.
It was a good fight. It was a good
Yes, sir.
fight. I saw some of the different high points of the fight, but I do know, yeah, Canelo is a dog, and he did what dogs do. What you think about the fight?
Oh man, this fight, it was a good one. I ain't gonna lie. Canelo,
Mm-hmm.
he first and foremost, hats off to that man. Undisputed. If you don't know, he hold all the championships right now in his class, all them things. First Mexican fighter to do that. That man is nasty with it. I can see how frustrating it is to fight somebody like him because he take his time with you. He ain't gonna
Take
try
his
to,
time.
knock you out first round. He gonna analyze you. He gonna throw a little. You're not gonna touch him. So that's even more frustrating. You can't put your hands on him, and then he just weighing you down. I don't think Plant ever went to this long of a fight because man he was handling his business in other fights, and he was this fight. That tiredness, the everything started weighing on him, and Canelo broke him down. That 11th round, bust him down. Boy, that boy was that boy looked crazy. I wasn't expecting. I'm up there. Okay, it's a real technical type boxing match. Plant was kind of his technique was kind of starting to lack, and Canelo, I'm like, okay, he's still moving, he's still bobbing, weaving. All of a sudden, boop, 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 boop. I'm like, oh shoot, where that came from? Boop, boop, boop,
Right.
and he down again. I'm like, okay, that's
Again.
it. That's it. Hey man, I love this fight. I think it was too good upon, especially what it was leading up to. But we got a good one out of that.
We got a good one out of it for sure. Man, I feel the exact same way. Like you said, he's an undisputed champion.
Yeah.
I don't think people really know what that means. It's only been 6 of them. Like you said, it's the first Mexican undisputed champion. And there's only been 6 to ever unify a belt. It's so hard to do because you have to fight so many times. This Canelo fourth fight, people usually fight 2 fights a year. So even if they are the champion, what happens is, for the people that don't know, they get their belt took. If you don't fight in a certain league for a certain amount of time to defend your belt, the next person just gets to take that belt. And that is why it's so hard, because you have to fight in each, you got to win each belt, and you have to retain the motherfuckers. Like, you have to keep the belt while you winning a whole nother championship.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Like,
sir.
that is crazy. That is actually crazy. Man fought 4 times in one calendar year. He just doing his thing in the 168 division. I'm interested to see if I want him to defend his unified belts and just see how long he can do it. I think the most that's ever been defensed is twice, because the shit just hard to do. It's so hard to do. So I want to see if he takes on that challenge as well. Seeing Canelo fight is always refreshing to boxing, because you see somebody who obviously is making a lot of money boxing, but right now, and maybe later on in his career it changes, but right now, Canelo just love boxing.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no way you don't become, right.
It's not no celebrity death match with the Jake Pauls of the world, even if it's entertaining and it is like refreshing in the aspect of entertainment of boxing. This is actual boxing. You're not gonna see a Jake Paul with this Canelo.
Ever. I hope not. I hope not.
You won't.
I do not want to see him die. No, that man. The only way he won't die is, well, that was gonna be dumb. I was gonna say the only way he doesn't die is if Canelo don't kill him. Really don't.
Hey, but
it's dumb, but y'all know what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, Canelo's not a big dude. Canelo, I think, like 5'7". Plant is 6'1". So it's not like he's not used to. He used to hit these. He's like, look, bro, it's nothing to me. I know how to strategize for this, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. But
he gonna keep it pushing.
Man, I love to see it.
One more point.
What's that?
I got one more point. With Canelo, people watching these fights, if you're not a avid boxing fan, don't let the TKOs, the KOs, and the rounds confuse you. Don't let those type of things confuse you. A TKO and a KO is the exact same thing.
Right.
I seen as I was doing my research, I seen people kind of on him for getting a TKO so late in the fight, and a TKO only stops him from getting the KO. So he was saved by the ref. He was saved by the ref for one. Number two is there's boxing strategy. So not to say Canelo couldn't have knocked him out earlier, but it's always risk versus reward. If I know you're going to break down in the 11th round, and I know Canelo is somebody who can box forever because he's in boxing shape because he just boxed. Like he's been boxing, so he didn't have to get back in shape. So he could fight you all 12 rounds. If I know you're going to break down later in the round, I don't take chances to knock you out in the second round. Although he very well could have. Why not just wait? You unify the belts and you lessen your risk of being hit and knocked out yourself. So don't let them later round TKOs fool you.
At all. And then it only take one punch. Anybody can, knock out anybody at any given moment, especially a boxer versus a boxer. So it's just smart. I think it's a little later than he wanted. I think he wanted to try to knock him out around the 8, but you just go with the fight. You know what I'm saying? You have to adjust with the fight, and that's what he do. That's why I love him as a boxer, because man's really strategic with it. As far as the defense, your point as far as him defending awful, that would be nice. I kind of want him to go ahead and ride it off. Man, never mind. Defend it. Go ahead and defend it. He kind of
why not?
He's still in early 30s. Go ahead and defend it. You know what I mean? See what happened. But I don't want him to go off. Like, I would love to see him defend all 4 of them. I don't want him to go off and get something crazy and get knocked out nasty. And it's like, damn. You know what I mean? And go off like how we seen other fighters go off. That's true.
It's boxing though. Canelo 57-1.
Yes, sir.
57-1-2. And he'll be all right. Hey, y'all know his only loss.
What's his only loss, man?
Floyd Money Mayweather.
Money.
TBE. Now, that one's misleading as well, but it is his only loss.
It is. And I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at either. Your only loss being towards Floyd.
You good. And that was just Floyd is a master of timing when it comes to boxing. He caught Canelo, before Canelo learned everything. Yeah. But also, he probably learned a lot in that fight versus Floyd.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
He couldn't touch him.
At all. But now, man, his the way he crafted and specialized his craft is amazing.
He's perfect.
Yeah, I think he should go ahead.
When it comes to boxing.
I agree with you. He should defend it because I don't see somebody touching him right now. Like as he get later 30s and stuff, all right, just chill out. But right now, definitely. Go ahead, defend it.
Yeah. Got to. Or drop a class. He might drop a weight class because Canelo fighting at 168 and Canelo 5'7".
Yeah, bro.
As he age, he might need to come down, to more of a natural weight for
153, something 1 and 150.
Drop a class. Yeah. Drop a class, and I think he'll be all right. But for right now, he can defend it. Why not? Why not?
Why not? You hear me? And what I need also a defense on is the stance of the college football playoffs, bro. The college football playoffs, the rankings came out as far as the first rankings. If you don't know, the AP poll doesn't really matter up until the college football playoffs come out. It's just, I guess, a guideline. You know what I mean? It came out. What's the top 6 that they had? Because I can't even say that, John.
They had Georgia 1, Alabama 2, and this is the first one. So this is before yesterday. This was everything through October 30th. So Georgia, Alabama, 3 in Michigan State, 4 Oregon, 5 Ohio State, 6 Cincinnati. That's what they had. That's what they had.
Before we had 1 Georgia, of course, 2 was Cincinnati, 3 was Michigan State, and 4, I don't know who's for before.
It had to be Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, that's what it was.
And then Ohio State was 5.
Ohio State was 5. Man, they really shook it up. I know the playoffs love Alabama, and Alabama has been playing phenomenal. I'm gonna give you my top 4 prior to last night. I had Georgia, Cincinnati, Michigan State, Ohio State. I had Michigan State, Ohio State, Bama, then Notre Dame. For them to
I am literally wearing the shirt to remind me when this man is.
Yeah, he wearing Oklahoma for people that just listening, not watching.
Oh yeah. Good save. Good save.
Listen. I just can't get with the logic. I just can't get with it. I love the fact that they have to be competitive and it like almost get reordered when the college football playoffs come around to, you know, kind of shake it up. But y'all got to stop it with this Alabama. And even if I'm not a fan of Alabama, I love LSU. That's my hometown diehard. This has nothing to do with my hate towards Alabama. It has to do with the teams that's getting slighted, like a Cincinnati, right, who have a quote unquote top 10 win, who's still undefeated, and get moved down to what, 6? You moved them down to 6 over two teams in Ohio State and Alabama who have losses, and Alabama one being towards, at the time, was an unranked Texas A&M. I don't understand it. I'm trying to get some clarity from my man here. Can you break it down for me?
I cannot break it down for you at all. You know me, like I'm always I love a good eye test. So, you know, how does the team look on the field? Right. I love that. But first, on my priority list, first is going to be wins and losses. So if you have no losses, I'm going to rank you higher, no matter how you look on the field. Well, I won't say no matter how you look on the field, but I'm gonna let that hold a lot of weight because a win is, I mean, that's the most important thing, especially when you're looking at teams like your Alabamas, like your Oregons, your Ohio States, all these teams with a loss. Whenever you play in a close, especially to an unranked team, discount Ohio State. Whenever you play in the teams they lost to, like if Alabama would have just beat Texas A&M, they wouldn't be in this situation, no matter how many points they beat them by. They could have beat them by 1 point. They wouldn't even be in a situation where we could even talk about, you know, their record, but they didn't. And that's why I say no matter how a win looks, I'm always going to give you credit for it. So what I had was, as far as my ranking, I did a top 6. I went Georgia.
Prior to yesterday, right? Well, prior to Saturday.
I went ahead and did mine without Michigan State just because, you know.
Yeah, they got.
If I would have put them in there, it would have just been literally because of the wins and losses. But like I said, to me, you got to do it that way. So what I did was I got Georgia, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Oregon, Ohio State, Alabama. So I got Georgia 1, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, and Oregon number 4. So these are the teams going to the playoffs for me.
Yeah.
And that's how I had to run it because 3 of them are undefeated. Georgia passed every test. Every test you could give a football team, Georgia passed it. Maybe besides the quarterback thing, but they so good everywhere else that it makes up for it. Cincinnati, I got to give it to them because they have like you said, a quote unquote top 10 win and they undefeated. I can't discount that. They undefeated. They looking good. Oklahoma, I got to put them in because they're undefeated in the Power 5. Of course, that's my team. They ain't been looking good, but they've been winning. Like I said, they've been winning. And then I got to put Oregon in just because if I'm going to put Ohio State in the top 6, then they have a top 6, currently have a top 6 win. Like the team they beat was top ranked then and is top ranked now. And they beat them at Ohio State.
And that was number 3.
And I had to
number 3.
They was number 3.
Yeah,
it was number 3. So and then I had to put the reason why I put Ohio State above Alabama is because Ohio State has the best one-loss. Their one loss is to the number wherever you're gonna put Oregon. You have to, in my opinion, put Oregon in the top 6. Their loss is to a top 6 team. So that's where that fell. Alabama for me got the default because Alabama does look good. So I'm gonna put them in at 6, but they need help. I don't think that they just get in with the schedule or with the product they done put on the field because they got the loss to A&M.
And that's what it's such a like snowball effect when this is happening because they're like, okay, I lost to a top 10 team, but that team never should have been a top 10 team. And it'd be teams in the SEC or the Power 5 conference period that they just throw in there based on name. And so the whole strength of schedule argument, it gets kind of it kind of, you know what I mean? It's
convoluted.
It's a stupid argument because you have no idea how strong your schedule is. You're just basing it off of something. Even if you're basing it off last year, which look, we don't know how to fix it. It's a very difficult problem to fix. But people are getting paid a lot of money to fix these goddamn problems. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting paid. If we was getting paid that lot of money, you know what I mean? We're gonna fix these problems. We'll fix this. But for free, no siree. But the thing is, it's like such a circle. Okay, strength of schedule. I played a top 5 team. This team never should have been in the top 5, but I beat them. But and then when they lose to them, it's like, well, they never should have, or well, it makes no sense, man. It makes zero sense, and that's why when the strength of schedule is so hardly dependent on, and that's what it's like the Alabama case. And by the way, as far as your top 4, I agree with. If I'm updating mine, of course, taking Michigan State out since how Oklahoma have been playing so much better with Williams at quarterback. It's crazy. Even if they still looking bad, they still, undefeated in a Power 5 conference. I'll put them at 3. I don't know. You had them at 3 too, or you had them at 2?
Yeah, I had them. No, I had them at 3. I had Cincy at 2.
Yeah. I'm having the exact same one as you. But bro, it's sad to see because somebody's gonna get slighted if the momentum keep going this way. Somebody's gonna get slighted.
Exactly. And even if, like I said, I'm good with you, not you specifically, but like I'm good with my list not matching up with the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say, all right, we're gonna put Ohio State in. All right, we're gonna put Oregon in. You want to switch things out, but you cannot put Alabama at 2 when they got the worst loss. Even if you take Texas A&M's record now, like you take their current record, they still have a worse loss than Ohio State. And Oregon still has the best win in college football. There's not a better win in college football unless Alabama beats Georgia. And that's the only way y'all can get in. But right now, as we stand, I don't see how the committee can do that with a I don't know. I just can't see how they can do that shit. Especially these other, these kids deserve it as well. They done practiced all year through COVID as well. They done did everything that they got to do, and you just gonna literally ignore what happened on the field and say, well, we know Alabama's better. Well, I thought I knew Alabama was better than Texas A&M.
But
they played the game on the field.
You gotta play it, and that's the point blank period of it. You have to play the game, and since it's sad to see because they are in the conference that they're in, and really don't have no success in the significant wins. And I don't believe that in the number 2 team. But what I have to go about, we have to go about on the field, the win loss and everything, and you know what I mean, everything considered. But what's going on? We like, well, the strength of schedule. Who knows what strength of schedule is going on in the SEC as far as? And I'm a SEC fan, but the thing is, when you have these Floridas, what's Florida ranked now? Florida isn't ranked.
They shouldn't be.
They aren't ranked. You know what I mean? But those wins against a Florida when they was top 10 be significant, but it shouldn't be because it never was a top 10 team. And I'm gonna keep stressing this.
Bingo.
I'm gonna keep stressing this, man. We're gonna see how the end of it, all play out.
That's how it go. That's college football is the most for-profit thing you'll probably ever see in your life, and a lot of times it has nothing to do with like these teams being good or bad. It has something to do with how the game is going to be perceived by fans and how many people are going to watch it. More people are going to watch Alabama versus Georgia than Cincinnati versus Georgia. Although a lot of people will watch it, there's way more that are going to watch it with Alabama versus Georgia. So, or Ohio State versus Georgia. Like these bigger schools, Oklahoma versus Georgia, like they just going to get better even more than a Oregon would or a Cincinnati for sure. And that part is sad because that ain't what it's for. And if you let them play, people will become fans of Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly.
Put them on TV. That's all you got to do. I just don't get to see nothing but these. Literally, no matter what, Georgia's going to play on TV. Oklahoma's going to play on TV. Alabama and Ohio State, they're going to play on TV. I don't know what channel, but they're going to be on TV. Cincinnati, I ain't seen them play all year. Literally.
I seen one game. One game. Okay.
Like I ain't been able to see him.
Yeah, it's sad to see. I mean, it's all at the end of the day. I know we understand that y'all have to make money, but what you're doing is forcing that agenda on the rankings when it shouldn't be that way at all.
Bingo. That's what I wanted to say.
And what I'm interested to see is how this SEC championship go out. We know it's going to be Alabama versus Georgia, barring something crazy happen at the end of the season. What is going to happen if either Alabama have 2 losses or Georgia have 1? Because either way, I feel like they're trying to push an agenda. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Right. One thing for sure. One thing I like about it is like once you make a decision in it, you can't go back. now that y'all said what y'all wanted to say, y'all cannot go back and you know, you just gotta hope it work out for you in the long run. That's what I feel like for him. You better hope Alabama don't drop another one.
Hey, real talk.
You better hope.
Real talk. Oh,
you said what you said.
Oh man. But
these next 2 things we damn near should skip over.
Moving right along, we have bringing it to the NFL in a different type of way. We can combine Aaron Rodgers and Odell both having missing time for different reasons. Aaron Rodgers lied about, having a vaccine. He says, I don't remember what he said, but he diverted and said, yeah, at the same time. It makes no sense. Aaron Rodgers basically is not vaccinated, got COVID, they found out. So you have to miss this game, and maybe more repercussion to come. Odell for the Cleveland Browns. Mind you, the Cleveland Browns looked amazing without him today. They put 40-something points up. 40-something points up. Odell is being released. Well, he's been released. About to clear waiver to see if he's either going to get picked up or signed. On both of those topics, how do you feel about it, first and foremost?
Man, I'm gonna start with the A-Rod. His line is, and Rodgers should be suspended. Packers should be fined and sanctioned and whatever it should be happening. This is what has to happen. He lied. Like there's no other way to put it. This is what I wrote down in my notes. Yeah. Tell me if these 2 things are the same. Okay. Yeah, I've been immunized. That's one. Or no, I've been immunized. Are they different?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the only difference was yes or no. So what's confusing me is that people are ignoring the yes.
Right.
As if it didn't matter when it's clear that no, I've been immunized is much different. It's the opposite even because one is a lie and one is the truth. You lied, bro. So whenever he sits up and he does his interviews and he's like, I didn't lie. I was waiting on a follow-up. Nigga said he was waiting on a follow-up question. Bro, I asked you a yes or no. You don't clarify yes or no.
And you said yes. That's the thing. You said yes.
You did say yes. That's been blowing my mind this whole time, bro. That's been blowing my mind.
Me too.
I asked you a yes or no question. You say yes. And people are literally trying to figure out what immunized means. That's what we live in as a society. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool to figure it out, maybe if you want to, but it don't pertain. It don't have no bearing on this conversation.
Should there have been a follow-up question? In my opinion, most definitely. Do that matter as far as your answer go and the line aspect? No, not at all, because you said yes. Everything else that follows don't matter. You know what I mean? You could have said, yes, I'm doing a backflip. Okay, but you said yes to the question. You know what I mean? You said yes to the question and then move right along and say you've been immunized. If he had just said, if he wanted to walk that line like he's trying to walk, you just said, I've been immunized. That would have probably had an immediate follow-up question. That's why he was trying to be smart about saying yes, but it wasn't being smart. You were just lying. I think there should be some type of, that's it. Point blank period. You just lying. I think there should be some type of, you have to set a tone, because you were saying, they said before the season started, if they're unvaccinated, if something caused like a crazy breakout, you're going to have to forfeit the games. What are we going to do? You know what I mean? This is a top player in this league.
All right now.
Do something. You know what I mean? Roger Goodell, you got to do something. And I don't think I've heard from him. I don't think I heard him
when it was, just like we just said a while ago, you done already said what you said. So now we all looking like, hey, it's time to go ahead and do what the fuck you. When Cam Newton wasn't vaccinated,
Oh,
all right, now it's time for you to go ahead and do what the fuck you said you was gonna do.
because if
So
not,
like I said, all of that, they need to do all that.
everything. Because if not, guess what? People gonna be like, okay, they're not serious about this, and they're gonna keep pushing your limits. They're gonna
They
keep
have
pushing
to
your
at
limits.
that point.
Exactly.
They should. They should. Because that's some fucked up shit. This man, like I said, I mean, I know he said everybody knows. And my problem really ain't with honestly, him lying or not lying really ain't my problem. Because that's your business. I understand why you would lie about that. I get it, especially being on the level of stardom that you are. I understand you not really wanting to discuss it or wanting to try to. I understand that. So I'm not even mad at you about the lie. I'm more so mad about you just literally being entitled and not wanting to follow the rules because you think they dumb. I think a lot of rules dumb. You know what I mean? I live in Texas where you can't. They just made Delta 8, which is a form of weed, illegal, right? I think that's dumb. Now, do I go out and smoke in front of people because I think that's a dumb rule? I do not, because I know that there are still rules, and regardless of my opinion on the rule, that don't make the rule valid or invalid. Exactly. And that is what my problem is. You still have to follow the rule, whether you think it's dumb, whether you think it's smart. And the fact that he didn't follow the rule, no matter how many people were knowing, you still didn't follow the rule. And that puts other people at jeopardy, whether you have it or not. And you do.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing too, because it's not just a you thing. If it was just a you thing, first of all, these rules wouldn't be, it wouldn't be applicable at all. But because it affects so many people, man, look, what if you pass it somebody passes, I don't know, to their grandmother died. I mean, bro, you literally lying about your status, and
you're lying.
It's just for what?
And then not following the rules. Like I said, I'm cool with you lying about it, but you gotta follow the rules, right? Regardless. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but if you still following the rules, okay, cool. Because you coming in, and like me and you talked about off the air, if he gets the long snapper sick, the long snapper might literally lose his job, not be able to provide for his family moving forward. Yeah. You as Aaron Rodgers, it really doesn't affect. They're not gonna release you. As you can see, he's still doing podcasts, playing the fucking guitar and shit. But if somebody else gets it, somebody that we don't know about that's just trying to make their way in the league, they gone. They gone,
buddy. They gone. And then what the rules we're talking about is for unvaccinated players, they have to around the facility wear masks, just different things of that nature. If y'all didn't know. And he was just chilling at every press conference, no masks, at team events, no masks. It's like you wanted this. It's the what you encapsulated, Spence, is the entitlement, and
that's what
the entitlement is so ridiculous. I just can't understand it at all. And then and then trying to justify your decision. Like if you feel that way, cool. Tell me why you're following these rules. You know what I mean? Don't tell me after you're caught with something. There's no justification for it. It's just you being caught at all.
Thank you. And that's what made the whole thing was stupid, because how the fuck you tell a lie that I'm gonna find out about?
And my boy made me realize this with his quote. He said, "I'm not some flat earther who this and that." It sounds like to us that he was poking some fun at Kyrie. Like, I'm not, look, man, I believe in a vaccine. I'm not some flat earther who's with these wild ideals. Whoa, buddy, whoa.
I'm not some, the full quote. I got it. I got the full quote. The full quote was, ring a ding ding. I'm not some anti-vaxxer flat earther. Now, I don't know too many that do both. I know anti-vaxxers, I know flat earthers, but I don't know too many people that do both.
Especially in the public eye.
And I think that me and Aaron Rodgers know the same person.
Especially in the public eye, you know what I mean? He really is like, dang, you really trying to shift blame. Like, look, I'm not that bad. That's what you're saying. I'm not that bad. I just have a different viewpoint what's in my body. And now I respect that. But you need to follow what they put, the guidelines they put in place, not shift blame. And
do exactly what Kyrie did. What Kyrie is doing is the right thing.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, people can disagree from a basketball standpoint. You want them to play basketball. Yeah, I want them to play basketball here.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't disagree from just a human rights standpoint because Kyrie told us, boom, this is what's going on. This is what I'm not going to do. Right. I don't like that. But I respect you because you told me the truth. You're doing what you said you was going to do. And that's really all I can ask for. When Kyrie did come to the facility, he followed the rules. He did everything that he had to do. It's just a rule. I don't think it's a smart stance for Kyrie to take. But like I said, or I ain't gonna say it's smart. I don't think it's the best stance to take or the best way to go about what he's trying to do. But at the same time, he ain't putting nobody else in harm's way. Kyrie told us he's not doing it, and he ain't doing it. Simple.
That's all we're saying, man. That's all we're saying.
Nobody mad at him, or nobody should be.
Are we gonna be mad at he's not playing basketball? We can understand from a human standpoint, like, okay, bro, you have to do what's best for your mental.
Separate the two.
That's it.
I'm mad at him as a basketball player, but not as a human. Like, exactly. I don't hate Kyrie as a person. Like, come on, bro, y'all gotta stop this shit.
Nick.
For what? Kyrie ain't did nothing to you. I hope Kyrie see this shit.
You know what I mean? But the Odell thing being released for the Browns, Browns performing so well, and they were performing well when he missing. The last couple of seasons he's been missing. How do you think that play out for Odell and Cleveland?
I'm happy it happened for one.
Oh, my bad, bro. Mind you, Cleveland played the Bengals, a good opponent, and it was 41-16. So.
Man, look, like I said, I like it, and I think Odell got to take some accountability on this one. Excuse me, because it's just hard for me to believe that just every time you gone, we do better.
Every time, bro. Facing this opponent that we just faced and beat them how we
Cincinnati is good.
They are good. It's not Cincinnati of old, folks. Not on to Cincinnati, folks. This is we're good.
Better be paying attention. You better be looking ahead. So that's why I'm like, it's hard for me to believe that, I'm not saying you as the football player, Odell as the football player. I'm talking about just as a teammate, somebody in the locker room. It seems like when you're not around, things just go smoother. And that seems like, honestly, for the Giants as well. Things that just went smooth. Now, the Giants haven't gotten any better as far as, like, wins, losses. But they've been building. They've been able to just stay out the way and do what they're doing. Now with the Cleveland Browns, it seemed like every time you leave, bro, they getting better. So I'm interested to see where he gonna land. And I had an interesting place for him to go. What you think about him going to Cincinnati?
Ooh.
They was only, I think they said it was like 7 to 9 teams with enough salary cap. They needed $7.25 million to sign Odell. It's only 7 teams. Cincinnati is one of them. Obviously, teams can make adjustments, but when I seen that, I said, damn, why wouldn't that be a good move? Like, you got Jamar Chase, you got Odell Beckham, and Joe Burrow. Like, shit, it's hard for me to believe that anybody would just be mad at Joe. Like, as a football player. Like, like Odell was mad at Baker and shit like that. It's hard for me to believe that you're going to get mad at him. Because Joe going to throw that bitch to you. It's really going to be on you to be open. Like,
not even that, open, or catch it. Like, Joe, basically. What I love about Joe, as a player, people love him. You know what I mean? You're not going to find wide receivers that don't love him. Or as a leader, as a player, he's just he really a cool dude that really can ball. If he went to Cincinnati in the Browns division, oh man, I would AFC North. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I don't.
You give him a bona fide quarterback.
This is their second time playing them, huh? I think it's the second time.
I don't know. We still early on, so they might play again.
That's their last game of the season. Oh no! Yeah,
they play again. I was just gonna check.
Yeah, they play again but it's at Cincinnati, of course. But the fact of just having to play them, man, I love to see that. I ain't gonna lie, just for the basically the storyline of it, the whole Odell situation. I don't know if I'm not going to take it as far as saying, okay, maybe he's causing some type of friction in the locker room with everything. I think, honestly, the media plays so much of a painted character that everything almost coming to fruition. It's like, why are y'all so? I understand you have to sell stories and everything, but y'all be hard up on man. And yes, he's like this. This is what bothers me with passionate players when it's these players that at the skills position or that have a certain type of passion to them. They were like, oh, he's a diva, he's a drama queen, whatever. If it's a Tom Brady type player, they're like, oh, he's just fierce. I don't like that at all, man. Like you're painting a false narrative that people who are common viewers or who just fans of those certain shows gonna look at that and be like, maybe he is bad. And then that's gonna filter into their locker room by their reporters and just build on point like that. I don't think Odell is such a bad problem like that. I just think that he needs to go somewhere. Me personally, he needs to go somewhere that's out of the spotlight, like a Indianapolis Colts team. He needs to go somewhere that he can't do nothing but farm. You know what I mean? Because he do like the spotlight.
What can he do in Cleveland?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Cleveland was out the spotlight till he got to the motherfucker. He is the spotlight. It ain't a Cleveland problem. It's a people gonna do that to Odell, and until Odell get out of listening to the media, it's gonna be like that.
That's a good point.
He got in when they was with the Giants doing an interview talking about he would love to play with LA with Lil Wayne. How's that? How did they get you to say that, bro, out your mouth? You play for a team. How out of your mouth do they get you to literally say that you would like to play for another team? And you didn't literally say it, but
it can be pieced
together. This ain't a court of law. This is a court of public opinion. So you don't have to actually say it. We can use our brains, interpret things, and see where you were leading the conversation. And that's what you said. And that's why I say he got to go ahead because he got the talent.
Yeah.
But you still have to play with the team. And that's why I think honestly him going to a team in LA where if he go play with Matt Stafford or I couldn't think of the nigga name that played for the Chargers, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
These quarterbacks, you no matter what, you can't say nothing about them or you gone.
Yeah.
It was right up here in Cleveland. We really didn't know they ain't re-signing Baker. You know what I mean? It's a situation where it's like, who do we like more? You go out there, we know who they like more. Yeah. So you can't start no shit with these people.
And the fact of the matter is, Baker been struggling. He been having flashes of good things, but we seen Stafford, we seen Herbert actually produce well to the Cooper Kupps, to the Mike Williams, to anybody that they're throwing the ball to. If you get to parts of those organizations, and then all of a sudden, they can't find me and stuff like that. Maybe it's you, man.
It's you.
But I honestly want to see him. Like me personally, I love to see him with Vegas. Oh, but should he go there? Probably not. But just imagine him in Las Vegas. Him in Las Vegas. They just lost one of their receivers. The whole culture of Vegas with Odell, Derek Carr. He be off and on, but he gonna throw you the ball. He gonna make sure
he gonna throw that bitch.
They clean with their colors, bro. I love to see him. That's why I want to see him.
That's where I want him. I think that's where he gonna end up at. I just really can't think of another place. I'm with you. I don't know if it's the best place, but I think it's a better place than any of the other options that I think he's looking at. I think that the Raiders are going to be the best place because I know he's looking at going to either the LA teams, and I don't really think that's going to be a good fit. Just because of what he's coming off of. Only reason why I say he's not going to come to y'all is because of if Jameis was still healthy, I think he would. But it's like he in a situation. The only reason why I don't think he should go to LA, either one of those teams or y'all, is because he in a situation where I feel like he want to ball. He wants to ball. He can't finish. I don't think he can finish this year. Playing number 3 in LA. Either one of them LA teams, you're gonna be the number 3 at least for the rest of this year. I don't think he can do that and be mentally okay. Especially with the media and shit like that, because I feel like that's the problem here. You're going to be open, but sometimes the ball going to go to other people, especially when you're the number 3 receiver.
And that's just what it is. Yeah. We want to see him in Vegas. It should come out soon. You know what I mean? So we definitely gonna touch on the next podcast for it. But we definitely excited to see where that man go. Man, speaking of them LA teams though, they did acquire the LA Rams acquired Von Miller and they keep doing it. They keep doing it. They keep doing it. How are the LA Rams constantly able to grab these big free agent or these big trades, not even free agents, these big trades from people? And like it's nothing. They're like, I'll give you this little compensation. How they able to keep doing this, bro?
Bro, you remember back in the day, me and you had this argument. I'm like, why would you ever draft? Just trade away your draft picks and get players. Remember I said that? Yeah. And you had the most valid argument. What made me say don't do that is the salary cap.
Right.
So, and you was right. How the fuck is they under the salary cap? People, me and Krim had we always be debating, but that's why we started this thing. We always debate sports. And I always said, don't draft, just take somebody you know. And he came back with me like, yeah, that would be good if they had no salary cap. And I tried to fight back on it. Then I realized like, oh, yeah, it is really hard if you have a quarterback to fit all those other people in the salary cap when they're in their prime or after they've already been paid. And for whatever reason, the Rams can't. How? They don't follow the same rules as everybody else, bro. There's just no way. Because they got a quarterback too.
And they got a quarterback too, and they just acquired the quarterback. It's not like they've been having. They just acquired their quarterback, and everything was good. They acquired the quarterback. Got one of the best cornerbacks in Jalen Ramsey. Got him. Like, come here, get a Von Miller, re-sign. Aaron Donald. It's like, how are y'all able to do all this? And mind you, when we were having those type of debates as far as free agency versus drafting. I was on a position. Look, you can acquire free agents. You need to just be strategic in your draft as well, so you can either space it out or prolong things. I don't understand how they're able to constantly do this. Not even in the separate years, in the same year, constantly able to get players. It makes no sense.
Players that's already on contracts. These ain't players that they didn't sign Jalen Ramsey off free agent. So, you can prorate the money or put the money in different places in the contract.
Give me a contract.
Taking the contract.
Give it to me.
How?
Give it. What are you doing, bro? How are you doing this?
How is you doing this shit?
They need to have an investigation on the Rams books and how they're able to constantly get these players. I don't understand it.
Never do. I never understand this shit. I love it though. Me.
What if they pick up Odell? Like, not even let him clear waivers. What if they pick him up off waivers?
They can make it work. If anybody can make it work, the Rams can make it work. And he would love that. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be the best because I think you at that point the third receiver, at least to the rest of this year, just because you got to learn the offense and all those type of things. I don't know if it's going to be the best move, but shit, Von Miller, Odell, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, it damn near fit LA. Like, that's what I imagine LA to be. Like, it needs to have the stars. It needs to be a team that's ready to go, high flying, exciting to watch. And I think that's why they're able to skate this salary cap line so clean, because that's what the NFL want them to be. They want the New York team to do that too, but I'm telling you, it's still a business. It's about money. Right. So your coastal teams are gonna get. That's just how it is. Your coastal teams plus Dallas.
I'm not sold on that argument for it. Because nobody ever done what the Rams are able to do with a salary cap in place. We've seen these teams.
They just got back.
What you mean?
Since they got over there. Yeah. All right. Both teams that's in LA. Since they got to LA. Have they been better or worse?
Oh, they've been better. They've been better.
By a lot.
Yeah, but definitely. They've been better. But it's just how things are falling in place. But LA specifically, the way they're able to finagle these free agents and these contracts, it makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense. Some gonna catch up to them. It's either they win now, or I'm about to look at the years as the years go on, because they're not gonna be able to skate like this with these big old contracts. But
they're gonna be a heartless team though, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be some times where it's like, yeah, man, brother, you just couldn't make the cut. Like, I mean, like, you're still good, but we got to let you go. Yeah. Like Todd Gurley, like, that was a heartless move that they did. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who didn't put in a little work for you, come off an injury, you really don't give them an opportunity to perform. Yeah. But if you run it like that, if they run their organization like that, I think it's hard to say how that shit gonna play out. I think without putting any personal feelings behind it, I think it'll be good. But obviously, people gonna stop going there if you know what I'm saying, you start to realize, like, damn, this shit is no longevity in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, people are looking for longevity as well, unless they turn into the Patriots, where people just come here, get a ring, and bounce.
Yeah. But you know my opinion on them. We gotta wait and see, because the Rams and Sean McVay, amazing in the regular season. But the playoffs come around. Hey, we got to see, and they definitely have a recipe to do it. But we definitely got to see. That's why
they need a running back.
Yeah, but Henderson have been doing this thing. He's been, producing enough.
They need a running back. I told you, they need. I don't give a damn what he's doing right now. They need a running back.
Nah, bro, you gotta care about what he's doing. He definitely putting up the numbers that they need in order to keep chugging along, because if they was just one dimensional, I don't think this will work at all. But by him, I don't even know what he's averaging, but he's constantly getting 100-yard game, and looking good. 4.6 averaging. 4.6.
When I need it though, it's different to get it, right now versus when I need it.
Yeah. I feel
that's why I be looking. That's
why
I
in the playoffs and everything getting along.
Yeah.
Shut that down.
When I'm focusing on you now, like, okay, because teams in the playoffs gonna make you one dimensional. Either they gonna choose to let you pass or run, especially in the NFC. Yeah. Everybody over there could play deep. If they go to the playoffs, let's see who they would be playing. A team that would be in the playoffs, because they probably gonna be the 2 seed. I would say
they're gonna be 2.
Yeah, I probably either the 2 or the 3.
Okay.
No, they not gonna be, because they ain't gonna win their division, so they gonna be in the wild card. Mm-hmm. So they either gonna be the 1 seed or a wild card. So they gonna end up playing who? A division winner. So they might end up playing y'all. Mm-hmm. Y'all defense is you're not just gonna be out here running the ball with Henderson on y'all defense. Then you got Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay got to run the defense. Yeah. Not about to run with Henderson on Tampa. I don't think in the playoffs, even though they already beat Tampa, it's different when you get to the playoffs. It's just for whatever reason it is, and that's why I say they need a running back.
I want to see how they go with this squad. I don't want no more. Well, we can't have no more trades. I don't want nothing. Like, say they bring back something like Todd Gurley, something crazy. Nah, I want to see how they do and perform with this squad, because what they put together is brilliant on paper, but we're gonna have to see how this work out. Definitely want to see how this work out.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. We definitely ready to see it.
Oh yeah. But speaking of, so we're gonna move to our weekly picks. We have Tennessee Titans versus LA Rams. Who you rocking with no Derrick Henry for Tennessee?
I'm gonna go with LA. If they had Derrick Henry, it might have been different for me, but I'm gonna go with the Rams.
They signed Adrian Peterson.
I love that.
AD.
But I'm gonna still go with the Rams. Yeah, that's my boy though. I think Adrian Peterson the best running back that I've ever seen. Like, ever actually watched. Yeah. So I love Adrian Peterson, but I hope he do good. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. Convincingly, probably.
You know what? I think it might be closer. I'm kind of leaning towards Tennessee, but I'm gonna take the Rams as well. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rams.
You got to go with your first mind.
You're right, but I'm gonna pick the safe. I'm gonna pick the safe pick.
Tanner Hill.
I can't see him being that guy, but look, I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee go ahead and pull that off. I would love to see that, because that will bring up a new conversation about, are they just frauds? You know what I mean? Are they just frauds? We have Monday night, Chicago versus Pittsburgh. Chicago Bears versus Pittsburgh Steelers. That should be an interesting one. Either team, Pittsburgh's up and down. Chicago, I don't know, they just down, but they can do their thing. At Pittsburgh, who you got?
That's tough. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I want to go with the Bears, but TJ Watt's so cold. I'm going with Pittsburgh because of TJ Watt. That is literally the only reason. Justin Fields already lead the league by a long shot in being sacked. Justin Fields been sacked, I want to say,
too many times.
He's been sacked too many times, and at such a high percentage. Like on his percentage of dropbacks, his percentage of being sacked is high, and he's been sacked more times than anybody, and he ain't played as many games as everybody. So I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers because of TJ Watt. TJ Watt might break the single game sack record against these niggas. Because that nigga is a beast. He already a beast, and y'all are already not good at what he. Y'all are the worst at what he does best. That's scary.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. If maybe the Pittsburgh offense get a little thing going, it might be low scoring, but I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh too. Definitely.
Yeah, gotta go Pitt.
Thursday night we have Baltimore versus Miami.
It's an easy pick. Well, we don't know what Miami quarterback's gonna be playing, so I guess you got to go with the Raiders. Not that it would matter which one plays, but just to mention that to my young boy Krim.
Oh man,
gotta mention it to my nigga Krim.
Tua's made out of glass and eggshells. Glass and eggshells. It makes no sense.
You know, every time I see Tua is hurt and I hit you up, I feel like Kanye West. I just told you who I thought he was. A glass man.
Oh man, Tua, bro, get better. We want to see you succeed in this league, especially as a black man.
For sure.
Stay healthy, bro. I'm going Baltimore, especially after they got that overtime win versus the Vikings. I think they, ready to hopefully start hitting the stride that they need to carry on to the playoffs. Definitely.
They need to. Baltimore needs to go ahead and get some consistency about themselves, and I think they'll be straight. But they got to go ahead. This is a game that they got to win. I'm talking about they just got to win this game.
You have to win this game. You have to. But we appreciate y'all for checking in with us. Catch us every week. Mondays we release. Catch us on Instagram. Catch us on YouTube. Catch us everywhere. Appreciate y'all. Favorite podcast platform. Anything. Catch us everywhere. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we out.
Appreciate it.